Good evening. I'm Kliff Conoco, and this is the Lion News Network, the king of mainstream news. Our top story this morning is concerning the words of Jesus, claiming to be the gate for the sheep in his fold. The popular young religious leader alleges that thieves and bandits have slipped into the fold and have attempted to lead a sheep away from the sound with the sound of their voices. This entire Sheepsgate scandal comes directly on the heels of the controversy surrounding the healing of the man born blind. In this controversy, critics of Jesus claim that by healing the man, he turned a blind eye to those wanting an investigation of the blind man's parental or fetal sins. These same sources allege that the man's blinding can be traced back to God Almighty, who reportedly spends the vast amount of each day blinding, laming, smiting, tempting, moral outraging, and checking in on the eternally punished. These same informants argue that Jesus' healing of the man born blind has upset God's routine and sent the wrong message to wrongdoers. Jesus' comments, in sharp response to critics, seem to indicate that the author of life and salvation is more interested in distributing abundant life than in assigning condemnation. In fact, he referenced chapter and verse of John 3:16 and 17. This son of a carpenter has suggested that it is difficult to experience abundant life while harming or otherwise oppressing one's neighbor, judging one's neighbor, and casting out those who are different. When we come back, we will have more on this abundant life and the so-called imposters who try to steal it. Who are the thieves that promise more than they can deliver? This is the Lion News Network, the network that roars. Hi there. You are now looking at pictures of someone similar in advanced age as you, playing in a meadow with children, laughing with friends, or driving a muscle car. This can be your life. You can be cool, happy, adored, and ultimately fulfilled, and all that you have to do is take this little pill, buy our sleek electronic thingy, use this deodorant, and drive this car. But act now, you only have limited time left. Hello, friends. I am running for higher office, and I believe what you believe. I hear you. I dislike the same people that you dislike, and I blame them for what's wrong with this country. Your ideal life has been stolen from you by my opponent. I promise to take you to that year in your life which was much simpler and happier there. Just remember, vote for me on Tuesday. Thank you. I'm back. I'm Kliff Conoco, and I have gravitas. Just what is abundant life? And what are those voices that are trying to lead sheep astray? Those who have followed Jesus' movements suggest that abundant life looks like different things to different people. It is not simply a salvation that comes at a distant time. They speak of mercy and redirection for a woman about to be stoned. They have reported restoration of a wayward son to a father, and they indicate that it may look like a sumptuous meal to those who have previously been unwelcomed and hungry. This is the same approach, they argue, that Jesus used with the blind man, where Jesus answered his disciples' question about sin, not with judgment, but with an act of compassion. Such actions are in direct conflict with those of other religious parties who claim that forgiveness subverts justice, grace erodes compliance, and generosity undercuts motivation. This, they say, is the scandal of Sheepgate. It is the scandal of grace. Jesus, it is now rumored, has encouraged his followers to choose which voices they intend to follow: the voice of judgment or the voice of compassion, the voice of division or the voice of peace, the voice of worry or the voice of faith, The voice of despair or the voice of hope? The voice of hatred or the voice of love? Coming up later, whether you will follow or whether you won't. This has been the Lion News Network, and we hope that all of your news is good news.